Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program and Ohio Stoneware.
We're cooking up a storm, and this is not my kitchen. Where are we? We are at West Virginia Northern Community College, their Culinary Arts Program, and joining me is Chef Darcy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for coming here.
And thank you for being our main sponsor. And tell us a little bit about the culinary program here.
We have a great program, very well-rounded program. We have a 1-year certificate program, and we have a 2-year associate. Students can graduate and go work in restaurants, in casinos, and hotels, everywhere, in healthcare, many different facets of food service. So they get a lot of experience in all different things here. It's a really, really great program.
And this is in Wheeling, West Virginia. Just want to throw that out there just in case you don't know. And we're going to make a recipe too. We're also going to, first we're going to take a tour of the facilities,
yes.
which is a little bigger, just a little bigger than my kitchen, a little more impressive. So what are we making today? I heard burrata was in the mix.
Yes, so we're doing a kind of a larger than a crostini with some of our house-made, house-cured prosciutto, burrata, a little arugula, a little Italian flair there. We're also going to make a little bit of house-made pesto, so we'll use that on our crostini.
Awesome. It's amazing what you make here, all house-made. And you know, burrata is like very trendy right now. Everyone's making burrata on TikTok and everything. And you try to go to the store, it's almost hard to find burrata. It's delicious too.
It's very popular, very delicious.
And you guys make your own prosciutto over here, which is amazing. You just walk into the dining room here and you see this giant prosciutto. I felt like I was in Italy for a second, you know? It's amazing. So so you make it, how long, it take a year, you said?
The minimum of a year to hang in the cooler to cure.
Wow.
So, but the curing process starts in salt and then moves on to the cooler. So
the prosciutto we're actually making today is a year ago, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
So about a little over a year, and wait till you taste it. You're gonna love it.
I'll be blown away.
Yeah, it's really good.
So this is, explain where we're at first. Well, first, this is the dining room. Now you have some events here too?
Yeah, we use this sometimes as classroom, and we have our meals. So we have a dinner series in the fall. We have a la carte, which is gives the students restaurant experience. We have half of the students in the back cooking in our production kitchen, which you'll see, and then we have half the students in the front of the house here. So they're learning everything from taking orders, waiting on tables, waiting on guests the correct way. They are learning a little bit about how menus come together too at that point.
When you said that the correct way, I pictured Grover saying, "Waiter, there's a fly in my soup."
Yeah, how to deal with that, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and then in the spring, as part of the students' program when they're graduating, they create menus for different countries. So we recently had an Italian meal, a French meal, Spanish, Central America, like all these things. So, and some of these meals are like 7 courses, and
wow.
I mean maybe more or less, whatever. But we're doing our take on these meals that are actually made, or foods that are actually made in those countries.
Okay, so this is the dining room. Now we're going to move on to another kitchen. You have so many kitchens here, a bakery and a production kitchen. Yeah. So here there's a storm brewing in there, and we're cooking it up. So let's go. Okay. Now we've moved our way into the bakery area. Smelling all the baked goods that would be baked in here.
They could be, yes.
And Chef Darcy from West Virginia Northern Community College. We're going to talk about the proofer first.
Okay. So this proofer is, I wish I had a proofer like this at my house.
I wish I had a proofer when we made those pepperoni rolls.
Yeah. Well, this is great. So we'll open this up. So this proofer has humidity control and temperature control. So we just turn it on. Usually most things, like if you had Italian bread, just a basic Italian bread dough. So we will we'll make the dough in one of our giant mixers, and then we'll bring it over, usually in bus tub or something like that. We'll fit it in here. It'll start to proof. So when you're making bread and you hear let it double in size. So at home, and even places that don't have a proofer, you know, it could take forever.
Yeah.
So this will speed up that process, and that humidity control will not let that dough dry out
climate
sometimes.
control.
Yeah. So so usually, I usually keep it around maybe 70, 80. Sometimes bump it up a little bit if we're in a hurry, which is nice. But then when you shape the bread or rolls or whatever, you can put that back in, let them proof again, so you'll have that nice puffy, you know, texture or whatever.
I want to get proof that I was here.
You could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like a sauna.
Yeah. It'd be, if you want a bad hair day, you go in here, so your hair gets proofed. Okay, so then we got a proof for them. This looks like a big pizza oven to me.
So it's a deck oven. So
deck oven is
yeah. So this is really great for forming really nice crust on breads, pizzas. We also bake, you know, all of our pies, cookies, everything. This is just used as an oven. So and you know, a lot of pizza places do use this type of deck oven. But the nice thing is it's just a little warm. That's not too bad. But you know, you can put bread and things right on that surface, so you get that nice crispness on the bottom.
I love a nice crust.
Or pitas or bagels or something, you know, like something you get that nice crust.
So you guys really make it all here.
Yeah.
And you said you had some kindergartners here not too long ago making some pizzas. You let them just shove them right in that 500 degree oven.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay,
they're fine. They signed something. So
signed a waiver. It's all good. So this is a unox. I've never heard of an unox before.
So the unox has, and if you watched croissants bake in here, I mean, like, it's literally something you could just like watch, like you're watching a television show. It's so cool. Like this controls moisture, so you know, baked goods get a really nice crust like I was talking about in here, but adding a little moisture will help those breads and things crust. But you can watch croissants just literally like
grow,
puff and grow and get brown. It's so nice. It's such a great thing. But there's so many different options. But it can bake, it can steam, it cleans itself, most importantly. I mean, the fact that we can put this on cleaning and leave it alone and it cleans, and water will spray in here. It's just crazy.
Have you ever heard these croissant cookies they're making? They're very trendy. It's like a cookie / croissant.
Like the round
thing?
The
round. Yeah. It's almost the size of your head.
Yeah. Well, cruffins were really popular for a while, and then those came out. So we did try some of those in our pastry class. So, because we do a lot of our pastry class, we do laminated dough, which is croissants and Danish and things like that. So usually things that are on trend like that. We did some cruffins, but those, and I can't remember what they're called, those round, they look like a cookie.
Cookie croissants, yeah. They probably have some fancy name.
Yeah, I think so. But and you know, similar would be like a palmier, which is just puff pastry and sugar and all that butter kind of caramelizes and stuff. But in pastry class, we do all that stuff.
You're making me way too hungry. We got to get out of the baked goods area, and let's head on to the other kitchen.
All right.
Another kitchen. Let's go. We made it to the skills kitchen. This is where all the students would take tests, right?
They do take a practical test, which is an in-person cooking test. Yes, at the end of their classes, they do that. This is actually where the students start their program. So they learn basic knife skills and specific cuts and all these things like that.
How not to cut your fingers off.
Yeah. Most importantly, that's the first thing. Yes. Yeah. So curling your fingers. So, but this kitchen has a lot of different equipment, including a smoker, steam kettles, charbroil grill, all kinds of things like that. So, and we'll use the range today, but but it is a great kitchen because there's a room for everybody and equipment for everybody. So, but this is a good place to start and finish, because that's where they'll have their practical here.
This is where you would have your tests and. This program has been around over 50 years, 1972.
Yes,
so
yes.
That's and oldest in West Virginia, which is great. Here it is in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Yeah.
So, well, what are we gonna make again today?
Okay, we are gonna start with some basil pesto, and then we are gonna make a prosciutto burrata toast or crostini, whatever you want to call it.
This is very fancy.
On arugula. So we're using some of our house-made prosciutto.
The prosciutto right here. This is a year aged.
Yeah, at least a year. So a little bit over a year, I think so.
Can I get a sample?
Yeah, of course you
can. Or do we need the whole thing?
No,
I've been dying to.
Yeah.
Prosciutto. Is it this from Parma? Not from Parma, but from
from Wheeling.
Wheelinga.
Yes.
Wheelinga. Oh, it's good prosciutto.
Isn't it? Isn't it good? Yeah. We tried it when we sliced it the other night.
Oh, it's delicious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
really
it's like,
good.
you know, for those of you who don't know what prosciutto is, it's like an Italian ham.
Yeah, an Italian cured
meat.
ham. It's
Yeah.
cured in salt, and then it's hung to dry age in a controlled climate. So we have a cooler specifically for that. So we don't disturb it. And
then we have our, so we're going to start here first with our pesto.
Yes. So pesto is we're doing basil pesto, but you can pretty much make pesto with anything. I mean, arugula pesto is very popular. You could use sun-dried tomatoes.
It'd be a little more peppery.
Things like that.
If you like a peppery pesto, you'd use arugula.
So I'm just going to stuff all this in here, literally.
I'm amazed you're going to be able to get all that in. By the way, we washed our hands.
Yes, we washed our hands.
I want this for my kitchen over here, what you guys have. This is the coolest thing, I think, in the whole kitchen is the
foot pedal. The
foot pedal on the sink.
Yeah.
So when your hands are all gooked up, you don't have to touch faucets and everything.
Yes.
That's the best. Look at it, you got it all in there.
So, yeah. Well, I have to get everything else in there, too.
Little peeled garlic, pine nuts. What are those, pine nuts?
Yep. Yeah, so about 2 tablespoons. So a couple cups of basil smushed in there, a couple tablespoons of pine nuts, a couple cloves of garlic.
Is that olive oil?
Yeah, and I just kind of cover that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the rule of thumb with extra virgin olive oil or just regular olive oil?
Well, extra virgin is usually, you'll see that it'll say like first pressed or something like that. So the intensity of the olive flavor especially, but is something that you would want to look for.
So but you would want like an extra virgin olive oil, maybe more for like a
where you want to taste. Because it
Okay.
has a stronger taste. There are lighter olive oils that don't impart a lot of flavors. Something like a pesto, you want that flavor of the olive oil.
There are so many oils out there now too that you go
there's so many different things.
Avocado oil.
And I need to add a little more oil. So you'll
We're putting
notice.
you on the spot right here.
Yeah, a little more oil.
I am impressed that you got all that in that little thing. There's no way I would have attempted
Well, I
to do
haven't
that.
made it yet, so that's yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see if it moves.
Yeah. With these, it's starting.
They call that a magic bullet for magic for the reason.
It is.
Now I
It
see
is
it.
like
It's
magic.
starting.
So it'll probably burn up, but it's starting to move.
It's like a pesto smoothie.
It is. There we go. We're getting it. All right. So very basic.
Yeah, but I think most people, if you're making pesto, a recipe that has pesto, a lot of people will just go buy a jar of pesto.
Yeah.
But you saw how easy it is to make, and it's going to taste a lot better.
And most people that grow basil, like especially in the summer coming up, I mean, you end up with so
much of it.
So much.
Yeah, because you have to continue to pinch it. You don't want it to get that flour that goes over the top there.
So you can control what you put in it, but I mean, it's ready to go. So
looks good. I've dipped my finger in there, but that's not allowed. It smells
so good. We have some tasting spoons. We have tasting spoons. Don't worry. So
if I was making it for myself, let's put it that way.
So I'm going to leave this here, which I made a little earlier, and this is a little chunkier. You can see.
Yeah.
So which you can. The nice thing about pesto is you can control what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can make a lot of pasta dishes with it.
Yeah. So if you want to just drizzle a little olive oil on these tomatoes.
And this is, by the way, this is our Ohio stoneware right here. We got it's Zanesville, Ohio, so give them a try. How much is, you tell me when, the olive oil?
That's probably good. And then a little salt and pepper.
A little salt, the whole thing? No. Just a little pinch.
I like salt.
You like salt?
So this is a fleur de sel, a flaky sea salt. So it's
a what?
It's a flaky sea salt, a fleur de sel.
Fleur de sel.
Mm-hmm. It's Maldon sea salt flakes. So that's probably good.
That's probably good.
A little pepper, and then you can give that a stir. So that's going to be part of our.
Give this guy a little stir.
I'm going to get my pan hot here.
What kind of bread is that? You made the bread here?
Yeah, this is our house-made Italian bread. Mm-hmm.
Now, you were telling me earlier, your husband, that's why you fell in love with your husband, because of bread.
It was Mancini's. Yeah. Am I allowed to say Mancini's?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, he took me to Mancini's late one evening and got me a hot loaf of bread, and I knew I was going to marry him.
See, there you go. Way to a woman's heart, not diamonds, not chocolate. It's a local warm bread.
It is,
There you
especially
go.
Mancini's.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, delicious. So I'm going to steal this olive oil. So I'm just going to, and I put 2 pieces of bread out here in case something bad happened.
In case we burn one.
Yeah. So I am going to.
Not butter, but olive oil.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to make it more rich, I guess you'd go with butter.
Yeah.
But
And, you know, we're kind of going Mediterranean here, so.
yeah. It's a good diet. Mediterranean's really good for you.
So is all this bread and cheese. And
Well, yeah. In moderation, everything's good for
So
you.
I'm just going to toast these. We're just going to.
We have that on like a medium?
Yeah. Probably about a medium heat, but you can crank it up a little bit until you get some color.
You don't want to. About how many minutes on each side? Just a couple, because you don't.
Probably just a couple.
We're just gonna burn.
Yeah, we're just gonna toast that. So.
Okay.
And I will crank it up a little bit, and we'll toast it while we're doing this. So, this is the same technique you would use, like if you made croutons in a pan or something like that. So, or if you wanted to make, 20 of these, if you have a bunch of people coming over, then you could oil them, lay them on a sheet pan, and then put them in the oven, probably about 400 degrees. So.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be done in the pan. It's just
we're only
nice.
making 2,
But,
so.
yeah, and we're already toasting a little bit here.
And that's just going to give it a little char. Is that going to make it a little?
It'll make it a little crispy.
Yeah.
But we're not going to let it get too crispy.
Oh, I hear the sizzle.
Yeah, love that noise.
So this would be like almost like a good. You can make this as an appetizer or a light meal in the summertime when it's hot and you just want something light.
It's really nice in the summer. Yeah.
I guess if you wanted to add some protein, you probably could.
You could. We get a little bit with that burrata, but
yeah.
But if you wanted to put, even a piece of chicken or something on here.
Yeah.
But we got a little color on that.
It looks good.
And I'm gonna hit it with a little
Now
bit of salt.
you're using gas here. Is there? I mean, gas is probably preferred way, right?
Yeah, most of us prefer gas. We do have an induction stove, a nice electric stove. It heats up really fast. The induction stove's really nice because if you had something like clarified butter or something you didn't want to disturb for a while, you can keep it low and then not worry about it boiling and agitating and things like that. So,
Okay.
All right, so we'll pick the best one. That's a little, I think that's okay still. This one looks a little bigger. So.
Smells good to me.
Yeah, so we're gonna bring this over. So very simple, and you can change this up. We did tomatoes, but this is something really nice in the summertime to do with fresh peaches. So you can, yeah.
Would you maybe grill your peaches if you wanted?
You could.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Give it a little.
Yeah, you could, but
char.
all these flavors work really well with peaches. Even you could even do this with strawberries. So, especially now when things are in season. So, I did make this earlier, but I'm going to use some of this new stuff here that we just made, just for the sake of using it.
So we got arugula. Arugula it has a little bit of peppery taste, right?
Yeah, and arugula is an herb, but
oh, it's really not a lettuce.
Yeah, it's a lot of people use it as a lettuce. It's and they call it like rocket salad. We're just dabbing a little bit of that.
Rocket salad. Why do they call it rocket salad?
I don't know. Does it look like a rocket? I don't know. It doesn't really look like a rocket.
Huh.
I don't know why, but you do hear it called that. So,
huh.
But so, and this, forgot to do this. So anyway, we're gonna rub this garlic on there, which I should have done before the pesto. So now what we're gonna do is just lay this right on top of here.
It looks so pretty already.
Yeah. So, and we're just gonna, the nice thing with the prosciutto is, to kind of pal it up a little bit. It looks nice, fluffy, keep it fluffy,
Yeah, give it some.
Yeah. It's
all
nice.
part of the presentation.
Yeah.
Now, are these heirloom tomatoes? Cherry tomatoes?
They look like it.
Yeah.
So, one thing with the tomatoes too, and I've been buying these tomatoes lately. They taste good, but sometimes you might have to add a little bit of sugar or something like that. Not a ton, but maybe like a quarter teaspoon or something.
If you don't want it so tart.
Yeah. So, but these ones were pretty decent. So.
Okay.
All right. So now this is simple. Like we're almost done here. So.
I can see now. Here's the
Very
burrata.
simple.
For those of you that don't know what burrata is, this is the real popular thing right now. It's basically a soft mozzarella.
Yeah, it's a fresh mozzarella stuffed with more fresh mozzarella and cream.
It's like if you didn't get enough of the mozzarella, they stuff more in. It's just stuffed with goodness inside.
Yeah.
And it is. It's like a cloud. And I think that's why people like it.
So, and we're gonna cut into this.
We're cutting into the cloud. It's like our cumulus cloud.
So
Let's see what's in the cumulus cloud.
Yeah.
More cumulus is what is inside.
So we're going to kind of open that up a little bit, but you can see those nice shreds of
It's almost like you open
mozzarella.
up a flower right there.
Yeah.
You know what you can do? You can put one of the tomatoes right in the middle.
Yeah. We're gonna put a good bit on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you do it because I'm gonna mess that up.
Yeah.
You want me
go
to
ahead,
do it?
Do it? Yeah.
You want it just right in here?
Just like a little.
Right
little
in
bit.
there.
Yeah.
In the this part.
Yeah. And we have way too many tomatoes, but that's okay.
That's what I was gonna say. There's no way I'm gonna fit all them.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do this without.
But I mean, if they spill off onto the arugula,
oh, okay.
it's fine. You want a little more, or are you good?
A little more. Maybe put a little more on the side.
Yeah, we could put it on here and let it fall.
Let it fall.
Yeah.
Whee!
All right.
Okay.
So, so now I'm gonna take this olive oil.
We don't have a big budget with cooking up a store. I have to make my own sound effects.
That's perfect. We all do it, so it's fine. So a little more olive oil, just that great tasting olive oil.
Probably hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper at the end, or at least some pepper.
Yeah, and I'm gonna actually use balsamic glaze, which is something you can purchase, which is great.
Probably
for
stay
something
away
like
maybe
this.
from too much salt because we don't want. We got that prosciutto that has the salt too.
So.
That glaze is awesome, the balsamic glaze, because it really, if you want to, you can go drizzle around your plate if you want to get real fancy.
Yeah, you can draw with this. You can,
you're right.
Write happy birthday.
Yeah. In fact, we'd like to see that. Can you do that? No, I'm just kidding.
If I could do it on the whole table, I don't think I could do it in a small area, but if I could, So
did we hit it with the Parmesan?
Yeah, we're gonna give it a little bit of Parmesan.
Dust.
Yep.
Is that what you call Italian snow?
Yeah.
That's what it is right there.
All right.
Italian dendrites.
So.
That looks superb.
Oh, you have to try it.
It's too pretty to bite into.
But this is, really, this is a great dinner. I'd be happy to have this for dinner. Here you go.
Oh, I'm telling you.
A lunch, that might be a little heavy for lunch, I think. For me, I don't know. But I'd definitely have that for dinner.
I mean, you saw how simple it is, and it looks beautiful. You made this like you had a girl or a guy coming over, you're trying to impress, cook them a first meal.
Yeah, I know. So I do this. I do it every day.
You fell for the bread, and then you got everything else. It's like.
But now he gets stuff like this,
Yeah. Man,
but like I said, the peaches on there can really
you want me to cut into this?
Oh yeah, I want you to try it.
Oh man, that's too much pressure cutting into this. I'm just gonna ruin everything. It just looks.
Okay.
It looks like a piece of art,
All together, it's just
I gotta get a tomato.
Yeah.
You don't want the first bite?
No, I want you to have the first bite.
I gotta get the tomato. Come on, arugula.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
On that fork.
You want a spoon too? You might need a spoon too.
I got a little
sure you
piece
get everything.
of arugula.
Okay, you got everything.
Okay, here it goes.
All right. Does it work?
That's to die for. That burrata, it's so creamy. The texture,
and it carries the flavors of everything with it. So it doesn't have a lot of flavor on its own, but that's even just burrata with some good salt, pepper, and olive oil, something like that. But all those flavors combined really build that dish. So
I love dishes like this because it's number one, it's simple.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes.
And number two, it has layers of flavor. I like anything that has that layer of flavor, and this is bringing it all. So. Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you, Chef Darcy, for showing us around and the kitchens and West Virginia Northern Community College, the culinary program. So
we're happy to have you here.
Yeah, and let's sign off. Another cooking up a storm with a cumulus cloud of burrata. Until next time.
Perfect.
We'll see you.
Bye.
I was the first in my family to go to college.
I was looking to switch careers.
I wanted the highest quality, but most affordable option for a degree.
No matter where you are in life, West Virginia Northern Community College can make your dream of a college degree a reality. With over half of our students being first-generation college students and free tuition for many programs, Northern is the right choice for you.
I can go to college. West Virginia Northern Community College. You belong here.
Hartstone, Ohio Stoneware Factory Outlet offers a large selection of crocks, mixing bowls, bakeware, and more, showcasing the history of local art pottery with thousands of hand-decorated pieces. Hartstone, Ohio Stoneware, the destination for pottery lovers.
Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program and Ohio Stoneware.